You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
Right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Sam Darnold and his rejection of, well, it's not his rejection. It's him being rejected by the Las Vegas Raiders. They were not in on Sam Darnold. They made a decision to not pursue Sam Darnold. They went after Geno Smith. Now, if you've watched this channel or Black and White Sports 2, where you've heard me talk about, guys like Geno a lot, you guys know I like Geno Smith a lot. All right. I probably like it. I like him more than I like Sam Darnold. Okay. The biggest difference, obviously, is there's 6 years in age apart. Both of them have similar stories in the fact that they were seen as draft bust, and then they've sort of reworked their career. Now, the big difference is Ben McAdoo with the Giants knew Geno Smith could play and tried to make him their starter in New York. The Giants have been looking for a quarterback damn near ever since, by the way. And the Seahawks, well, they made the playoffs during that time. After they decided to switch to Geno, and now Geno's in Las Vegas. Well, you may be like, well, wait a minute, who rejected Sam Darnold? Well, how about Tom Brady? And the thing about this is it also exposes something we made a video about and was just like, this is bullshit, because I've heard differently several times. The fact that Tom Brady came out and said he was not involved in the quarterback process when it came to draft picks, quarterback evaluations, and Shedeur Sanders. Remember that interview where they directly asked Tom Brady about Shedeur, and he started stammering and stuttering and was like, I wasn't in on it, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, no, I'm thinking you are in on it. You are in on it. Well, he was certainly in on the Sam Darnold thing, so it makes complete sense that he would have been in on Shedeur as well. And I'm talking about the decision-making. Raiders minority owner Tom Brady has been trying to separate himself from the personnel decisions in Las Vegas over the last few months, and the strongest statement from Brady on the matter involved the team's decision to avoid Shedeur Sanders in the draft. Quote, I wasn't part of any evaluation process, Brady said, of the decision to not draft Sanders. There aren't many that's buying the notion that Brady didn't have a heavy hand in the Raiders' offseason decisions at quarterback, and longtime league insider Mike Silver reported on the matter this week. According to Silver, it was Brady who killed any chances of Sam Darnold had of playing in Las Vegas, so he shut it down. He was like, nah. Quote, some believe the Raiders would try to sign Darnold, but minority owner Tom Brady, a 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback whose opinion held great sway, was not in favor of that approach, according to source familiar with the franchise internal discussions. So he said, hail to the no on Sam Darnold. He might have watched that late last season end of that run by Sam Darnold. Now, look, there's people around the league that believes Sam Darnold really has rebooted things. His time with Kyle Shanahan really helped him greatly, and that's why Kevin O'Connell jumped on him, right? But at the end of the day, the Vikings decided to walk off from that. From the time Brady formally arrived in Las Vegas, there had been hope he would be able to identify a young quarterback that might be the next gunslinger in silver and black. Time will tell if North Dakota State quarterback Cam Miller has what it takes to be a starter. But he obviously has Brady's stamp of approval, which makes him one of the most intriguing quarterback prospects in this year's draft. Miller might not be a threat to start at quarterback anytime soon, but he's going to be a player to watch as he develops behind Geno Smith. A lot of theories have surfaced as to why Shedeur Sanders fell in the draft, but Brady and the Raiders had every reason to draft Shedeur if there were not legitimate reasons to be concerned about his NFL trajectory. In the it will be interesting to see who reports on Shedeur's situation in Cleveland first. But it didn't look like Browns GM Andrew Berry had any enthusiasm for drafting Shedeur just 50 spots after Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel. After seeing the reaction in Cleveland Live, it would be naive to believe ownership didn't step in and make the Browns' decision. How many times have I said that? That this was a Jimmy Haslam pick by the Cleveland Browns and not Andrew Berry, not Kevin Stefanski. Here we are. Somebody else saying, yeah, it's pretty obvious. All right, so and that's where I'm going to end with that, but it's very telling. And look, here's PFF's 2024 grades on QBs. Geno's 9th, Sam Darnold's 13th. And you may be like, damn, that seems high for Geno and Sam Darnold. This is not an exact science, even with PFF. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not putting Kyler Murray ahead of Jalen Hurts in no world. In no world, all right? In fact, I'm moving Jalen Hurts all the way up here in front of Geno, probably. And then we'd have to go from there. But C.J. Stroud would probably be higher. Jared Goff would certainly be higher. And then you've got guys that's probably going to make a comeback this year. Tua Tagovailoa, if he's healthy, should come back. And then Dak Prescott should make a big jump. Dak is normally up in this 7 to 12 range, 13 range on this ranking. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But I find that interesting that Tom Brady not wanting Sam Darnold behind the scenes, and that coming out exposes the Shedeur Sanders thing to be exactly what we thought it was, bunk. So Tom Brady was completely in the quarterback discussions, and he was like, hell no, I don't want Sam Darnold. Look, and Geno's mature. Geno's got a bigger sample size, 3 full seasons as a starter, making the playoffs. I think that part of wanting Geno was a maturity thing, to bring to this team. And if you look at the Raiders' schedule, if this all works out, all right, there's a world where the Raiders they got some winnable games on that schedule. I was looking earlier. Normally we talk more about the schedule when I'm talking about a team, and I usually pull it up. But I was looking on there, and I was like, there could be 10 or 11 wins on there if the Raiders have some luck. There's 10 wins, 11 wins on there maybe. If you just look and go, okay, Pete Carroll's a blatant upgrade on Antonio Pierce, and Geno Smith is certainly a better upgrade over what they had. Those two things put together should be enough. Yeah, 9, 10, 11 wins after seeing that schedule could be a real thing for the Raiders. That could happen. 10-7, yeah. I mean, there's Jags on there, Browns. I mean, those are winnable games. They are. And if they can just grab a couple of AFC West games, maybe the Broncos at home, maybe you sneak a Chargers or Chiefs at home, and you're in business. Tell me what you think. It seems the Shedeur Sanders thing and Tom Brady being like, there's nothing to see here was BS. There was plenty to see. Tom Brady said, nah, no Shedeur for me. No Sam Darnold. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.